They say that only legends know the true value of silence. Listen closely to this tale and let the secret of silence guide you. In a faraway kingdom nestled between rolling hills and shimmering lakes lived a king known for his sharp intellect and strategic brilliance. He led his people with fairness and wisdom, ensuring prosperity and peace. But even the mightiest of kings sometimes seek solace in anonymity, yearning to experience life outside the confines of their royal duties. One ordinary day, cloaked in secrecy, the king decided to venture into the heart of his kingdom in disguise. Donning a simple tunic and a hooded cloak, he embarked on a journey to observe his subjects and understand their joys and struggles firsthand. Accompanying him were 3 loyal guards, each sworn to protect the king's life even in the face of their own demise. Each guard was known throughout the kingdom for their unwavering bravery and strength. They were known as the unshakable bastion, impenetrable in their defense of the realm. As they journeyed, the king marveled at the beauty of his kingdom, noticing things he had never seen before. He saw farmers tilling their fields, children playing by the river, and merchants trading their wares. He felt a deep sense of pride, knowing that he was responsible for creating an environment where such scenes could unfold peacefully. As the afternoon sun began its descent, the disguised king and his guards decided to rest in a secluded clearing near a babbling brook. They sat on a nearby log, enjoying the tranquility of nature and sharing stories and jokes. The sound of laughter echoed through the clearing as they shared stories and jokes. Suddenly, a twig snapped behind them. All 4 men turned to investigate. "Who's there?" the king asked, his voice echoing authority despite his disguise. There was a moment of silence. Then a young woman emerged from behind the trees. She was beautiful, with flowing hair and eyes that sparkled like stars. She wore a simple yet elegant gown that spoke of her noble birth. "Greetings," she said, her voice as sweet as birdsong. "I am Alara, daughter of the lord of this manor. May I ask who you are?" The king, still in disguise, introduced himself as a traveling merchant. Alara explained that she had been gathering wildflowers when she stumbled upon them. "I apologize if I startled you," she said, offering a sheepish smile. "It was my fault," the lead guard interjected, stepping forward. "We should have kept a better watch." Alara waved her hand dismissively. "It's all right. It was an accident. May I ask if you're traveling merchants? Where are you headed?" The king's heart skipped a beat. He had forgotten that his guards were not part of the disguise. Their presence could compromise their anonymity. Quickly composing himself, he gave a false destination. "We are on our way to the neighboring kingdom. We were hoping to reach a market there before nightfall." Alara nodded understandingly. "Perhaps you would like some refreshments before continuing on your way." "I insist." The king hesitated. On one hand, he wanted to maintain his disguise and keep his identity hidden. But on the other hand, he couldn't bring himself to refuse Alara's kindness. Sensing his internal struggle, Alara smiled warmly. "If you don't want to come to my house, I understand. It's just an offer." The king looked into her eyes and saw genuine warmth and sincerity. He knew he could trust her. "Thank you, Alara. That would be lovely. I appreciate your hospitality." At Alara's house, the king and his guards were welcomed with open arms. They enjoyed delicious food, comfortable beds, and engaging conversations with Alara and her family. As the evening progressed, the king found himself drawn to Alara. Her kindness, intelligence, and humor captivated him. He started to forget about his royal responsibilities and the disguise he was wearing. Meanwhile, the lead guard noticed a change in the king's demeanor. He saw the way the king's eyes sparkled when he looked at Alara and how easily he laughed at her jokes. The guard knew that the king was falling for her, and he worried that this could put them all in danger. As the night deepened, the king struggled with his feelings. On one hand, he couldn't deny his growing affection for Alara. On the other hand, he knew that their relationship could never work. He was married to a princess from a neighboring kingdom, and any involvement with Alara could have dire consequences for both of them. The next morning, the king woke up feeling conflicted. He knew it was time to leave, but he didn't want to say goodbye to Alara. As he prepared to depart, he confessed his love for her, pouring his heart out and expressing his desire to be with her. Alara listened intently, her eyes filled with emotion. When the king finished, she responded with a love confession of her own. She admitted that she had fallen for the mysterious traveler, but she understood the constraints of his royal obligations. With heavy hearts, they said their tearful goodbyes. The king, knowing he had to return to his responsibilities, mounted his horse and rode away. As he disappeared down the path, the lead guard approached Alara. He apologized for keeping the truth from her, explaining that the king's safety was his top priority. Alara, though heartbroken, understood. She thanked the guard for his honesty and wished him and the king well. Back in the castle, the king struggled to focus on his duties. He couldn't shake the memory of Alara from his mind. He missed her laughter, her touch, and the way she made him feel alive. The royal advisors, noticing his distracted state, tried to help. They reminded him of his responsibilities, urging him to focus on governing his kingdom. Days turned into weeks, and still the king couldn't forget Alara. One evening, unable to bear the pain any longer, he decided to return to the village. Disguised once again, he set out, hoping to see Alara one last time. However, when he arrived at her house, he found it empty. A note on the door informed him that she had moved away, leaving no forwarding address. Devastated, the king returned to the castle, realizing that he had lost Alara forever. Over time, the king learned to focus on his duties once again. He poured his energy into making his kingdom even better, enacting policies that improved the lives of his people. Though the pain of losing Alara never truly faded, he knew that he had made the right decision by letting her go. And so, the king continued to rule his kingdom wisely and fairly, always remembering the valuable lesson he had learned about love, sacrifice, and the bittersweet pangs of longing. Now, listen carefully to the secret within this tale. Sometimes the greatest strength lies in knowing when to remain silent. The king's decision to keep his identity hidden, even in the face of danger, was a testament to his wisdom. True power often comes from those who choose to stay in the shadows, guiding from the sidelines, rather than seeking the spotlight.